So we have all heard the name Pam Barnhill, right? I mean, Morning Basket, Pam Barnhill, right? But did you know that she has an online community? And within that online community called Homeschool Better Together, there's a store. And in that store, she has some curriculum, theme-based curriculum. I didn't know this. I did not know this until they reached out to me and asked me if I would be willing to review one of their theme-based curriculum studies. And of course, I mean, I'm like, it's Pam Barnhill, Morning Basket, podcast. Yeah, it's gotta be good. So they sent me over one of their Wonder Studies. I'm doing the Patriotism themed one. And it actually looked like the format of these Wonder Studies are very, very similar. I mean, they have everything from France, East Africa, Japan, to things like apples and snow and ice, and then there's one on A Christmas Carol. The one that looked really interesting to me was dance, but I did also like patriotism, and that's why they sent that one over to me, which I'm gonna share with you guys. So in this video, I'm gonna share a little bit about what the Wonders study philosophy looks like. I'm gonna talk about the format, I'm gonna show you some examples, I'm gonna give you some ideas on how you can use this. I'm also gonna show you how easy it is to access online. But first, I'm gonna let you know that there is a link in the description box that's gonna lead you over to Pam Barnhill's YouTube channel. So let me get started with what is this Wonder Study. So the first thing to note is that it is actually written for students grades 6 and under, and it is made so that all the kids could do it together as kind of like a group one schoolroom type of study, which is something that homeschool families really like to do, especially with some of these fine arts, geography, history, science, those kind of topics. Is really, really fun to do together. Or book studies. Book studies are amazing to do together. I mean, we learn from each other, we get to share with each other, memories are formed. It's amazing. So anyway, this study, these Wonder Studies, are actually created for that age range together. Now, of course, the older kids may have some additional work because, well, they're older and they may get some work to do independently of their younger kids, but either way, the majority of it is together. It is based on 2 to 3 quality books, and those books are listed. There is some flexibility. If you want to use those books, great. If you don't, for whatever reason, you don't have to. So flexibility is there. There are different skills that are also included within this Wonder Study, such as math and phonics, letter formation, which is basically handwriting and spelling. The kids that are 10 and older will have some writing or composition that they will need to complete. There are a total of 18 lessons. And each of those lessons are anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes long, depending upon how you want to teach them. And those lessons are divided up into different sections. You will actually find them when you go to download the supplement packet. You will find these 18 lessons for the teacher to go through. They look like this. There is the geography and flag study, which is actually I can't even say it. This is like a new word for me, okay? You would think I would know this word. Wow, can't even say it. Vexillology. I think that's how you say it. Vexillology. Look, I was a teacher too, and I never used that word, right? That's a new word. Study of flags. First section, geography and vexillology. The second section is on history, and then the third section is on language arts. Each of those sections has 6 lessons each. So looking at it online, when you purchase the packet, you're gonna see, you open it up, and you're gonna see the Voyager supplement download packet and then the printables. And those are the 2 that you actually want to download. The supplement is going to give you all the teacher lessons, and the printables are for the kids. And then at the very bottom of the page, you're going to get little sections for memory work, music, activities, Strew It, and for more Voyagers and other downloads as well as books. And each of those has like music you can listen to, words to the music, you got videos to watch, craft ideas, books that they just have a ton loaded with information. And so that's there as a resource as you're working through the study itself. Now, looking back at the supplement that you will download, it actually looks like this. At the very beginning of the supplement, they are going to kind of teach you, it's always important to read, how to do the teaching. What's great is it is flexible, so you don't have to be married to every single book that they suggest and do every single activity that they suggest. You are free to pick and choose. There are a couple of different methods that they give to you as you are teaching your child in each of those lessons. And it's good to know what those methods are before you walk into teaching that. So the first one is called the word wall, which is pretty straightforward. It's your vocabulary words. Inside the student packets, you will get some vocabulary words that you can cut out, define, stick on a wall, stick on a bulletin board. The next one is some vocabulary games, and there are 4 that she listed right down here. Everything from cards, illustrations on cards, memory, hot and cold. They explain how you can play the game, and it's great. So games are amazing. The next one is copy work and dictation, and these are actually broken up into levels. The level 1 is copy work, and actually when you download, going back to the online page, you're downloading the supplements and then you're downloading the student pages. When you download the student pages, there is all the different levels of student copy work and dictation. And just to kind of give you an idea, it's very straightforward. This is a copy work assignment right here, and this is kind of what it looks like. And they will tell you at the very beginning too, right? This is level 1 copy work. There's level 1 copy work, level 2 copy work, level 3 guided dictation, level 4 study dictation, level 5 study dictation, and they'll explain to you what each and every one of those things are. The next one is the Wonders Trail. Now this is when your kids can ask you guys questions. And we know that happens whenever you're doing any kind of lesson with your kids that is really interesting to them, they will ask you questions. And so they recommend that you keep either a whiteboard or an extra sheet of paper to write these questions down. You pick 1 or 2 of them and you can kind of go on what they call wonder trails, which is kind of like bunny rabbit trails. You've heard of rabbit trails. That's what it kind of reminded me of. But it's the idea of having questions that you can later go back and revisit in later lessons. They may come up, or you just want to revisit them in general, and you can go a little bit deeper. You can even go down to the library and pick up some books. Those of you guys that use the library, which should be all of us, honestly. So the next method that she shares with you is called the keeping book, which is basically journal assignments. Throughout the lessons, you will get journaling assignments, and of course, with different ages comes different levels and abilities, and they explain exactly how you can do that, give you some ideas on how to do that. You know, some kids are going to draw, some kids are going to write, that kind of stuff. The next one is the history timeline. And of course, for the older kids, they're going to absolutely love this. In fact, inside the student printables, she has a nice little timeline page. I'm sure you can print as many as you want, and you can start writing your timeline on this if you wish. Of course, you can make a timeline wall if you want to, so be creative with that. And of course, map work. There's even maps in the student printables that you can use. There's one of the 13 colonies. This one is a map of the world. It is supplied for you. And then she suggests an end of the unit celebration. Like I said, there are 18 lessons, and you can do 1 or 2 or even 3 of them a day, which means that this thing could take 2 weeks to do. It could also take a month to do, depending upon you, how fast, how slow you want to go. Okay, let me share with you what one of the lessons looks like. I'll actually share 2 of them, what they look like, because they are, like I said, they are different. Lesson 1. So this one I thought is a great introduction. It just says, activate prior knowledge with the following discussion questions. Remember, the idea is to find out what they know at this point, not to provide information. It is possible they know very little at this point. So the 3 questions were, tell me what you know about the history of the American flag. Do you know what vexillology is? What does it mean? We just found out. And do you know what England's flag looked like? And then it says to read Flags Over America, A Star-Spangled Story by Cheryl Harness. Take your time reading the book. Be sure to read the introduction, the information about each flag, the timeline, and at least look at the glossary. This may take you more than 1 day. Enjoy the illustrations together and look for details. You may choose to reread the book or parts of the book multiple times when doing the lesson, and you may wish to assign students to use the Pledge of Allegiance sheet provided to trace or copy the words into their keeping book. This is so simple. And I might also want to do a second lesson in this day. Or if my kids start asking questions about the Star Spangled Book and questions about the flag, it can turn into a whole discussion. So you can see how it's very flexible, 15 to 30 minutes. Now, looking at another lesson that's deeper into, the curriculum itself, I'm going to jump all the way to the end here. Well, actually, I can show you right now. This is lesson 4, but lesson 5 is just straight up the word wall. Play a vocabulary game. That's it. Lesson 4 is copywork or dictation, and use the provided copywork and dictation from the memory work in the Patriotism Explorations copy and dictate pieces. Dictation pieces can be found in the student printables. And then here's the actual poem. So literally lesson 4 is just copywork and lesson 5 is word wall. So simple, but so much you can do with just that little amount of work. Like I said before, it just leads to so many discussions that you can have with your kids, and you won't feel rushed to just push your way through it, just present the material and move on. You can actually soak in it and enjoy it. Let the kids lead the discussion if you wish, which that's actually, in this kind of situation, it's a very good thing. I also thought this was really nice, a tracker, which not only gives you a nice little goal in mind, you can follow through, mark things off. The kids love that too, because it gives them a sense of accomplishment when you start checking things off. Also gives you that sense of accomplishment, which is so important. I found that this curriculum, after going through it slowly, each of the lessons, that it was actually very, very easy. It was very user-friendly. It didn't really require too much work up front, just a matter of reading through the actual lesson plans that they provide for you, the supplements, and that was it. So many more curricula out there that is so much more complicated than this one. That's Pam Barnhill's study, theme-based wonder study. And make sure you go and check it out. Like I said, her YouTube channel, I did put a link in the description box below, but I'm going to go ahead and put a link to her website as well, so you can check that out if you want to purchase it there, or even just scroll through, or even join her online community. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Make sure to subscribe. We talk about lots of stuff on homeschool. I have over 700 videos, so go check out some of those playlists. And thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.